Hey guys, Stefan here, and I'm back with a new photo book review, and this time I'm reviewing the Apple hardcover photo book. This is the book that I love and hate at the same time. To find out why, just stay with me. Okay, so I'm an Apple fan, and when you're an Apple fan, you kind of want to try everything that's Apple. And Apple has their own photo book creator built into Photos, which used to be iPhotos in every Mac or whatever platform you're using. And I thought maybe I should give it a try and see what the quality's like. I always had problems with the editing, but you want to see the quality, how it really looks like, whether it lives up to the Apple standards. So let's dive in. I'm going to talk about my usual fives: cover, binding, quality, paper, and editing. So, to make any of these books, you need to have Photos or iPhoto installed on your computer. It needs to be a Mac, to my knowledge. You can't do this from a Windows-based computer. So if you use Windows, bye-bye. So back to the book. Let's start with how it came. So this is what I got through the post. It's a beautiful white little slipcase with the Apple logo on it, of course. I just love it. I mean, it looks modern, it looks minimalist, and it looks stylish, elegant, and just the usual high quality that you would expect from Apple. So the book comes out like that, and I chose to make a short book of my recent trip in Costa Rica. Let's start with the cover, okay? The cover, as you can see, is hardcover, and it has a dust jacket. So you have the same image hardcover, but you have a dust jacket over it. And not only you can have the same photos on the front, but you can have a picture and some text in the inside of the jacket, and the same on the back. And of course you can have some photos on the back, but I chose not to have any. So the cover looks to me like it's a nice silky paper. It's not very thick, but it's good enough. Interestingly, when I touch the letters, it kind of feels like it's embossed, but I don't think it is. I think it's just really strong ink. On the spine, you can also have the title, which is always a good thing. If you have many books on the shelf, you want to know which one to pick. For the cover, you only have the hardcover with dust jacket option. If you order some of the smaller books, you can get a soft cover, which I assume is very similar but without a dust jacket, and I guess it will be the same finish. There is no option for leather or linen, anything else fancy. It's just a hardcover with a dust jacket on. When you open the book, let's have a look at the binding. None of the Apple books are lay flat, so they're all the usual traditional binding, which you can see here. When you first open it, there is a nice grey, really nice feel double spread that connects the cover to the main book. It's the same on the back. And you also have a little Apple logo, but no barcode. The binding to me feels well made. When I open it, I don't think it's going to fall apart very soon. I can see a little bit of fabric on top, which is always a nice touch. It's not just glue, as with the cheaper books. Since you have no lay flat option, obviously some of your photos, if you have double spreads, a little bit is going to get lost in the gutter. Not too much. I think it still looks pretty good. But yeah, that's kind of the only binding you get with Apple. So let's have a look at paper. I'm going to show you a few pages from the book first of all. So let me just get this dust jacket out. Okay, so that's the usual standard map that you get with Photos. I hadn't used Photoshop or anything else, it's just the Apple software. Then here are a few layouts and just the general feel of the book. I'm going to talk about layouts a bit later, but just to give you, a first impression. You can get nice double spreads. Okay, So let's talk about the paper. Paper, they don't specify anything about the printing process and paper, but to my experienced eyes, it looks like something like 170, 190, 200 grams per square meter. I wouldn't swear on it, but from all the books that I've touched before, this is what it feels like. It's a silky paper, the usual silk paper that you get on, mid-range photo books. It's a nice paper, it feels good, it's not very reflective, which is good, and the print quality, this is where I hate this book, because it's so high quality binding, it's a nice lovely cover, but it just doesn't feel like it's a really luxurious printing. It's digital printing, which you can see. The digital texture can become quite apparent on a few of the pages. You can see the little dots that the picture is made up of, which is not horrible, because most books are made like that. There's very few silver halide printing photo companies out there, but it would be a nice touch if you could have an option like that. The colours are really nice, but they look a little bit cold. It feels like some yellow is missing, or it's just a bit on the cold side. When I look at my photos in the computer, or some of the prints that I've already made, they look warmer, and I haven't changed any of the photos when I send them off to Apple, so it just looks a little bit dull. I hate that word, but that's how I feel when I look at this book. Especially, as you know by now, my pictures are usually a little bit oversaturated. I don't know if they do anything to the photos in post-processing, or is it just the way the printer is calibrated. To describe in one word the quality, I would say it's a good mid-range book, but nothing too fancy. The color production is good, nothing is messed up in a way that you don't get overexposed bits. The shadows look nice, and none of the colors look much more saturated than the other ones, so it's not bad, but it just looks a bit dull and colder than the usual. Here is a photo where you can see the difference of what I'm talking about when I talk about colors. So have a look at this picture here, and I will also show now the picture that I sent off, and you'll notice that the picture that I sent off just looks a little bit warmer. There's more yellow in it and more warmth. Let's get to the software. This is where it gets really interesting. The good thing about photos is that when you create a photo book, there are so many themes to choose from, and the themes actually look pretty amazing. But the biggest problem with these themes is that they are not customizable at all. You can't change any of the layouts, you can't change any of the frames, you can't enlarge them, you can't move them around on the page, you can't add text anywhere you want to. Basically, you can't do anything that's not on the theme itself. But let's talk about the functions. So you pick a theme, you go into your photos, you select all the photos you want to include in the book, then you click on the plus sign, I think that's where you share and do all these things and export, and then you click on the photo book, you choose your size, then you choose the theme that you want, and these can all be changed later on. So if you chose a theme and you're going to do the book, it's not all gone. You can always change the size and the theme. So you go into the theme, and then for every page you have, like, I don't know, a set of selections where you can choose how many photos you want, whether you want some text on the page, whether you want a map on the page, how many photos you want, and basically you just need to drag the pictures into the frames or the template. And this is basically one of the templates that they had for the cover, and I think it looks amazing. But for example, if I wanted this text to be on the side, in the left corner or above, I can't do it because there's no way to move the text. And if I wanted to put like an extra line in the bottom, just to add a few more places where I've been, again, you can't do it because it doesn't give you any option to do that. So it gives you great themes, but no customizability. And here are some of the layouts. So these layouts are basically full page texts where you can have like a little novel or story, or you could have a title. I actually really like the full bleed photo pages. I think this looks quite minimalistic, but also it just looks nice. Again, I had some text down in the bottom, but when I wanted to write a little bit more about these animals and, you know, the experience itself, it just didn't give me enough space. So when I got into the second line, it just said you're out of space. So all you can write there basically is what you have on the photos. Again, that's a bit silly. And if you want to make, you know, this middle frame a little bit wider and these ones thinner, you can't. You have to just go with what you've got. You have double spreads, which I think are a really good option to have. So you can have nice panoramic photos, they look great, not much gets lost in the gutter. That's a similar layout to the previous one. You can have page numbers, which, you know, can be nice. Just a few more. There's just, you know, different park, title, different day. If I wanted to add, like, you know, day one, I couldn't do it. It's just impossible. I would have to put it onto the photo in Photoshop, export it, and get it into Photos. Okay, just a few more pages. And okay, so that's all about the software, and when you're finished, it's giving you a price estimate and you can order it. The book costed me £20. This is the smallest one you can have. I mean, the shortest one is 20 pages, a basic minimum for a photo book. Delivery was £6 and turnaround was quite good. It was a few days for making the actual book and 2 business days for delivery, so it's really quick. Now, I've never seen any deals on Apple, you know, like with other photo book companies you always have like 40% off, 50% off, 70% off. With Apple it's always the same price. They never have like buy one get one for £1, so the price is pretty much given, and you know, what you get is what you see. Here are my final thoughts on Apple. The book feels good. It looks great. It's very easy to do. It's good for people who are obsessed with Apple, who love Apple, who want everything to be Apple. It's good quality, it never fails. You're not gonna have problems with it. It's quick delivery, creative, you don't need to think too much about layouts. These are the good things. The bad things are lack of options in every possible way. You can't customize anything. You can't change the paper, you can't change the cover, you can't change the binding, there are no deals ever. You have to have obviously an Apple computer to do it, and you have to import all your photos into Photos. So you can decide for yourself if you want to do it. I think it's beautiful, it was worth trying it, but if I wanted to do something customized and something that's really me, I wouldn't do it in Apple because, as I said, they don't want my ideas, they just want me to use their ideas. Okay, I hope this was helpful to you. Don't forget to check out my blog, www.thePhotobookGuru.com. I'm going to try to add more and more content to it, answer questions that you might have, try even more photo books, give you comparisons, talk about paper, talk about everything that you can have questions about, give you tips on travel books, and you know, just keep you updated about the photo book world. Thank you for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.